Hey guys, it's Monet here and welcome back to the Mo and Chloe show. Today I have a lock video for you. Now it's been a minute since I've talked about my hair, so of course I have lots to unpack, but I decided I was going to do things a little bit differently today, and I will be doing a lock tag. So I'll be answering a sequence of questions so you guys can get a better understanding of my hair and we can kind of just unpack this thing called locks and my journey. And so the first question, I love this question. It's, do you remember the specific moment you decided you were going to lock your hair? Where were you and how did you feel? Okay, so this is back to my college days. That was only like I guess less than a year ago, and I remember it was super late. It was probably like 2 a.m. and back then I stayed up super late just doing work, but then I would also get distracted, you know, with YouTube. So I would be doing, you know, homework and then be like, oh, let me look up this, let me look at this. And so I remember it was this suggested video, and it was like all different types of lock styles for women, and I was like, oh, let me check this out. And I was just stunned by the beauty of these girls with their like gorgeous locks, and I was like, oh my god, like this is a style that I could definitely rock. And it's so weird because I never even considered having locks until I watched that video, and it was like maybe a 5-minute long video, but just how unique and special your locks can be, like, you know, from color to curly to just there's so much variety, and I was just like amazed by that. Maybe I can find that compilation video, but it was several girls, and I was just so inspired. And I remember the next day I like called my mom and was like, I'm ready to lock my hair, and my mom was like, she did not take me she did not take me seriously at all. And you know, months had gone by, and I was like, I followed this girl on Instagram and she had like gorgeous locks. I started following other girls who had locks and was just like, man, like I really want to lock my hair. And then COVID, the pandemic hit, and that's when we decided, you know what, this is something that I've been wanting for like several months now. This is not just a phase, and I really want them and I'm committed to them. And that's how I decided to get my locks so super late one night and watching YouTube. So thank you, YouTube, because without that video I probably would not have been inspired to lock my hair, which is such a weird idea or thing to think about. All right, the next question we have: what method, if any, did you use to start your locks? And I actually did the 2-strand method. Some of them are probably still twisted, as you might be able to tell, but I think this process is probably like longer. You know, I wanted it to be a longer process. I did, and I like kind of this phase between, you know, like my curly ends and like still looking very much like a loose natural, but you know, reaping all the benefits of having locked hair. So 2-strand twist. And how old are your locks? I started, how long are my locks? How long have I had my locks? All right, so my locks are about 7 months old. The next question is, what is the length of your longest lock? And I got a measuring tape, so we're gonna figure it out. And the length of your shortest lock. And so this, you know, here she is. She has like, for the longest I thought that the bud at the bottom of it was gonna like fall off, but it's still staying strong. So look at that. Look, this is the longest lock I believe I have, and I don't really know why it's like this, but you can just see how it like, there's like these little tiny curls, it comes down, and there's a little bud at the end. And so I measured it. Well, let's go measure this, check this out. My longest lock is 12 inches, and my shortest lock right here, there she is, and that's about 4 inches as well. So longest lock 12 inches, shortest lock 4 inches. And then the next question is, you know, do you have like any locks that are like especially unique? And I would have to say it's this one, because like my hair will be all like just be chilling, and I'll have like this little like strand just hanging down here. I don't know why it's like that, but it just is. And you know, we're gonna let her thrive. Like, I'm not gonna do anything, I'm not gonna cut her. Like, I kind of like it. It's kind of like maybe if I had a rat tail, that's what it would look like. But yes. The next question is, how many locks do you currently have? Is that the same number you started with? So I believe I have I started off with 550 locks and now I have 547 locks. Now the reason because of this is because it had been like a long time since I had a retie, and then when I had a retie, when it's time for a retie, like, you know, some of the locks like started to merge and like combine, and yeah, in that span of time, like my hair was starting to like mat and really lock, and now we couldn't like comb it out, you know, start over. So it is what it is. I have an odd number. I thought 550 was pretty cute, but you know, I'm not going to complain about 547. I'm still very pleased with how they look and the size of them. I didn't want my locks to be super stringy, and so they're already pretty full. You know, I commend the people who have thousands of locks. I'm like, you know, I wanted to be that person, but I'm gonna be happy with what I have, and that is in the 500s. So the next question is, what shampoo or other products do you use on your locks? Currently, I am not using any products like for moisture. Like, I've been using water. I used to use rose water, but now I've kind of just like refrained from that because the girl has an itchy scalp and she's really agitated all the time, you know, really sensitive. So I just try not to put that much stuff in my hair, but I do use tea gel, and I do use tea gel whenever I shampoo my hair, and that stuff is really strong. Like, it's really strong. I also use Neutrogena's clarifying shampoo sometimes, but yeah, those are two shampoos I use whenever I wash my hair. And the next question is, how often do you wash your hair? And I'm sorry guys, I have not been washing my hair that frequently. I would say like every 3 weeks, maybe every 3 weeks I've been washing my hair, and that's just because I'm lazy. But I did buy a water, like a hair bath basin. Really excited about using that, and maybe that will encourage me to use and to wash my hair more often. But right now I've just been pretty lazy, and yeah. Next question. The next question is, do you do any regular maintenance on your locks? And I do not. No, I don't. You know, actually a couple weeks ago I had found a strand that looks like it was like gonna come out, and the reason, because I started with 2-strand method and I don't do a lot of reties, and I braid my hair often. I often find, and because it's in the midst of still locking, the top of my hair locks really nicely, like it's the first thing to lock in the bottom of my hair, but then that middle part it sometimes thins, and so I was really careful about that, like, you know, pulling on my hair. But because it's not mature yet, you know, certain parts of the strand locks faster, and then that leaves other parts of my hair vulnerable. And so I can see if I can find it, but we did try and like repair this. I think it's this one. We tried to repair this lock, you know, with interlocking. You can still see it's pretty thin, unfortunately. I just hope, you know, we'll probably add some hair to that one. This is like the worst case where it's like a little bit of thinning, but it's just because, again, I'm braiding my hair and certain parts of my hair is locking while it takes other parts a little bit longer to, you know, butt up. So that's the only maintenance thing that I've been doing. The next question is, what are your favorite beads or decorations for your locks? And I'm so sad I have not used any beads or decorations or any types of the sort because my hair still is not locked, and so it's very vulnerable. So I just have not had the chance to put beads and decorate it on, but I'm very excited for when they do mature for me to do that, because I will definitely be putting beads in my hair like 24/7. So that's that. The next question is, if you could start a new set of locks, what would you do anything differently? The only thing I would do differently was start them sooner. It took 22 years for me to realize that I wanted locks, and that kind of sucks because I love my hair so much. I was one of those girls that just like wanted to, you know, switch up my looks. I really wanted to show my length, and my hair, you know, just 4C, it was just always so scrunched up. I had so much shrinkage, and just with locks, I'm getting the volume that I've always wanted, as well as that length retention. And so I just wish I would have started it sooner, but You know, I'm so glad I decided to take that leap. I'm so glad that YouTube video popped up, because I would not have locks if it were not for that video. So alright, so the next question, I think this one's pretty interesting and funny, is there anything else unique about your appearance other than locks? And like any tattoos or piercings? I obviously don't have any tattoos, and the only piercings I have are in my ears, and I just have this single kind. So I guess you could say my appearance is pretty basic without these locks. I'm just playing. I think I have pretty bright eyes. I don't know if that's something really unique, but I do have some big old eyes. People used to call me big-eyed Beady. Fun fact. I don't know if that's fun, but yeah, there you go. And the next question is, how many people do you personally know with locks? And I gotta say 5 at least. Oh, nope, probably 7. And no, 8. A lot of people, you know, before I started my locks, I didn't know like anyone my age that had locks. But now in the span of like once I started, so like late May or whatever, I know 3 other girls who have started their locks. And so that's kind of, I feel like, I don't know, maybe because I have locks, I notice people more with locks, or maybe the pandemic happened and the hairstyle is becoming more popular. I don't know, but yeah, did not know anyone my age, and now I know, oh shoot, 4 other girls. So I know at least like 10 people that have locks, and then 5 girls around my age that just started their lock journey as well. That's kind of crazy to think about. I feel like it's getting more popular. I don't know. Or people watching this who have had locks are probably like, girl, you don't know anything. But that's just something I observed. I don't know. But let me know in the comments if you feel like locks are becoming more popular. I don't know. My dad's had them my entire life, so I am very familiar with the style, but I also didn't see a lot of representation with like young females. And I know a lot of males are getting them as well. Like, I feel like I know so, oh my god, I just skipped like all the males that I know in my life that have, so probably 20 plus people I know that have locks. So yes. And I'm trying to convince my boyfriend to get them. I think he would look like so good with them, and he doesn't do his hair, so I'm like, boy, you need to get some locks or something. But I'll go to the next question. Have any employees turned you down for having locks? Any wanted you because of your locks? Now, I honestly can't answer that question because I had secured my job in early like March before I started my lock journey in around May. So I can't really answer that, but I will be searching for jobs after my fellowship ends, and so I will keep you updated on that. Hopefully I won't face any discrimination because of my hairstyle, because it's 2021, and what is you doing judging people by their hair? And anyways, yeah. And so the next thing is, what's the weirdest question you've gotten about your locks? Dumbest, funniest, most common? Okay, I got a question. So, do you comb your hair? And this very much confused me. I was like, what? I'm not gonna lie, I put my best friend on blast. My best friend was like, oh, so do you comb your hair? And I was like, no, I have locks, so like I don't comb them at all. That was very like a moment where I'm like, oh, there's some miscommunication here. You don't know what's going on with my head. And I also had one friend that just flat out was saying, so what are you doing to your hair? Like, is it locks? What is it? And I think because I have micro locks, there is a little bit of more confusion, a little uncertainty about what exactly my hair is, because I could pass, you know, more than likely for a loose natural, but you can tell there's something a little bit different happening. I don't know. I can tell that it's like individual strands. Like if my hair was, if I just like took a strand of my hair and like put them together, that's what my hair is. I don't know if that makes sense, but took a whole bunch of thin strands and made them one strand. I don't know, maybe you could just think of it like me just thickening my hair basically, or making my strands thicker versus, I don't know if that's helpful, but yeah, there is some confusion about what my hair is. And when my best friend asked me, do you comb your hair? I was like, we're confused. And all right, move on to the next one. Have you ever had a freak accident or embarrassing moment involving your locks? no freak moments for me. Nope, I can't. Nope. When my hair was, you know, when I first started my lock journey, my hair was like pretty small. It just wasn't thick. It was just, you know, and nah, no freak accidents. Nothing weird has happened yet. Hopefully not ever. But the next question is, do you have any locked role models? If so, who? I'd have to say Chloe and Halle. They're, first of all, I love their music. They are amazing artists. I am just like blown away with their they're just stunning voices. Like they're beautiful girls. Like I'm like, wow. And then their locks are just freaking gorgeous, and they rock them so well. They put them in so many different styles. Like they are the queen of versatility in locks, like the queens of versatility in locks. Like I would have to say they're my role models. They're just killing the game. I'm a huge fan for their music, for them. I'm like a #1 supporter of those girls. So those would be my role models for me. And also I think they're putting locks on the mainstream as well, so yes. And what locked YouTubers could you see yourself hanging out with in real life? Oh yes, I love this girl. Her name is West Indie Ray, and she's just so super cool. Like I could just vibe with her, honestly. Like I really like her, and honestly I was following her journey. She was one of the girls I followed on YouTube, and that's kind of what started when I really wanted to get mine started with my locks, because hers are just, they're so gorgeous. She has traditional locks, but I love the color. She just has great vibes. Like I know she's a really chill, cool person, and I would love to meet her one day. Alright, who am I going to tag next? I'll put them in the link below who I want to see. I know my girl Jolie, she started her lock journey. She's like a year in, and one of my other dancers, Isaiah, he started his lock journey last year as well, and both their locks are just flourishing. So I would love to hear them have a lock tag or do a lock tag video. But we've reached the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what videos you want to see in the comments below. I have probably millions of stories to tell about my hair, and you guys just let me know what kind of content you want to see. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Mwah.